Oh, okay. Another attempt at trying to get lighting right here. I've got the white sheet going and different lights, and hopefully I won't look all washed out. But anyway, I want to do a quick video in response to all the other foolishness I'm seeing on there right now on the net. So far, you can Google all this stuff. I'm not going to provide all kinds of links and stuff because half the time this is going to get reposted on Facebook and it won't have all the annotations and stuff. So anyway, you can Google any of this, right? But what we've seen this last week is the last week or so is the release of Obama's long-form birth certificate. And then subsequently, we've watched as numerous people have taken the picture of this long-form birth certificate that has been on all the major news sites and pulled that into Photoshop and shown how it was an obvious fake. Why they didn't just hit merge layers and merge all the layers on Photoshop so that you couldn't tell, I don't know. But it seems odd they release an obvious fake of his long-form birth certificate, but it is that. So, why they do that, I have no idea. And then shortly afterwards, we have the news of the death of Osama bin Ladin again. I might ask, this is not the first time the man's died. He died when a cave blew up. He died weeks later when his dialysis machine died. He died a couple of times in the British press. I mean, this man has been dead and resurrected so many times. I mean, it's like he's Osama bin Zombie, I guess. But he's died yet again, and then they threw him overboard at sea so no one could see the body. So, I don't know what to think about that, but it does come... Another interesting thing is that the news of this came right out at the same time that Donald Trump's show was on, and Obama just got through roasting Trump at a White House dinner. And you just can't help but wonder if this is all part of Obama's re-election campaign thing. The releasing of this fake birth certificate, followed right afterwards with the claiming of Osama bin Laden dying yet again. I mean, it just goes on. What's amazing to me, though, is that back during the time of Clinton, when the man said, yeah, but I didn't inhale, and I didn't have sex with that woman, and started redefining two-letter words in court, I thought that I had seen the most obvious liar to ever hold office. But Obama's beaten him. I mean, this guy, he could sell ice cream to Eskimos. It's just amazing to me. But when I say this, I'm not saying that somehow that Bush that preceded him was better. What we have, and it has been happening for many administrations, is that we have slowly had our rights eroded away. You look at what we have left as far as actual constitutional rights are almost non-existent. And it's always been because of some boogeyman, whether it's because of drunk driving, they have to violate people's right against illegal search and seizures that have random searches of cars, to the war on drugs, which gave them no-knock warrants, to the war on terrorism, which now basically means that they can pretty much lock you up for being accused of being a terrorist indefinitely. I don't know, it seems like things have gone particularly haywire. Now, whether Osama bin Laden truly is a native-born citizen and legally should be holding office, I don't know that it really matters a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, especially from a Christian perspective. Because throughout the Roman history, for instance, we had many times where family members killed other family members in order to take the throne. We had all kinds of political intrigue and screwy weirdness going on there. And yet, in that climate, okay, when they were obviously pagan and they were obviously corrupt, Paul said that we still should need to respect the authority that was there. So we still have to give to Caesar what's Caesar's. So for now, we kind of just have to put up with him. I'm not suggesting re-elect him. We were on here, but you know, there's only a certain amount of railing against the man you can go with here, because really, he is the president. We need to pray for him. We obviously can tell, you know, that when a man says, yeah, but I didn't inhale, or, you know, hands out these badly photoshopped copies of long-form birth certificates and all the rest of it, we know it's a lie. Okay, but the thing is, it doesn't really do a whole lot of good to just get all wound up tight about it, because we know that the world system's screwed up. And we have a pretty good one here, even with all the things that are wrong with it. Still in the United States, we have a reasonable amount of freedom. And though our economy is really crappy, it's really not quite as bad as it is in many other places in the world right now. I mean, most of us are still living indoors and eating. But I just wanted to address some of the stuff that I see out there, because there's so much stuff that's going on between the FEMA camps and all the other stuff they're doing to gear up to turn this into a socialism. It is distressing, but you have to realize that if you're a follower of Christ and your trust is in Him, then you know that there's deliverance through Him, and that we're not really citizens of this world. If we continually try to rally behind an American flag and say that, yeah, that's who we are, we're Americans, then your citizenship isn't in heaven. You know, I mean, we are citizens, if we are Christians, and we have died to self, and we live in Christ, then our citizenship's there, not here. So really, no matter how screwed up this gets, okay, it really, in the long term, doesn't affect us. You know, we're here to try to get as many people saved as possible, let them know about the love of Christ, and that there is a plan of redemption for them, but we don't own anything here. We're just passing through. And as screwed up as this is getting, and the more and more obviously screwed up this is getting, it should become more obvious. It should be more apparent that really whatever hold you thought you had on this world, it really isn't here. And it'll get more obvious as time goes on. I mean, you see more and more stuff. We understand that there's more and more natural disasters and economic downturns and lying politicians and bad laws and governments that start out godly and free, becoming socialistic and antichrist. But this is to be expected. I mean, we've all read the book. We see what happens before Jesus comes. It doesn't get better before Jesus comes. You know, it's going to get worse. There's going to be persecution. And if you didn't go into it with the idea that somehow that you were going to get through all this and not go through some kind of suffering or persecution, then someone sold you a bill of goods. Because I hate to break it to you, but it's not health, wealth, and prosperity. Okay, that's not the gospel. Right? I mean, all the apostles except one died horrible, gruesome deaths. The guy we're following was beaten and crucified. I mean, if that's kind of how it went for him, don't you think that, you know, a servant's not greater than his master? It's going to get worse. So as we're watching all this stuff, and I post up a lot of stuff myself on Facebook to make people aware, but as I post this stuff up and you're looking at these things, you have to ask yourself, where am I a citizen of? Where do my priorities lay? Where is my treasure laid up? Am I a citizen here? Is my life and my things the valuable thing here? Or is Christ in doing His will the valuable thing here? Is this my home? Or is my home somewhere else? And I'm passing through here. Anyway, I thought I needed to make a video to get this clear, because like I say, I post a lot of stuff up on Facebook. There's a lot of stuff up there about all the different things that are going on in the world, and I'm trying to make you aware, not fearful. Unless you're unsaved. And if you're not saved, you've got a lot to be afraid of. And it's not just whether or not Obama's lying to you. You've got a whole lot to be worried about. And it's a lot of things are getting bad in this world. And if you don't have your treasure laid up in heaven, then there's a fiery pit of hell to be dealt with afterwards. But you know, most of the people watching these videos and on my channel on YouTube and follow my Facebook page are Christians and should know better. And if you don't, it's time to kind of go back to your first love. Look back at who it is that we trust in. And we have to ask ourselves, is God still sovereign? Is He still on the throne? Does He still hold us in His hand? And if the answer to all those questions is yes, then it's good to be aware. Wise as serpent, but gentle as doves. It's good to be aware. But there's really not a whole lot to fear, no matter how bad it gets. But we should know. Anyway, with that, like I said, just want to make a short video. And part of it is testing lighting and these weird things that you do to try to make things come out good on cheap video equipment. So anyway, hopefully I'm getting better at this, and hopefully I've helped to refocus some who might be looking at the things of this world for where their security lays and put it towards heaven where it belongs. And anyway, as always, if you think about going to the mission field, don't be careful. Whatever you do, don't be careful when you go on the mission field. You know, if you're going on the mission field, know that God's got your back. Okay, you go out to spread the gospel, just go there with full abandon, because the worst thing they can do is kill you. I mean, that's like what? They're going to take away your dessert card, they kill you, you go to heaven anyway. So there's nothing to worry about, and God does provide for those that are His. You know, if you're the property of God, then He's responsible for maintaining it. Anyway, with all that, rock on, have a good day.